Only 2 days ago, a state of national emergency was declared in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you recall, we had warned Nigeria, we had warned the world. This was likely to happen, and it is happening. Nigerians voted en masse for change, and something else happened, and the result is what we saw 2 days ago. School abductions in hundreds, senior army officers killed in public. This would never have happened if Labour Party had formed the government of Nigeria. We are committed to changing this. We are committed to securing Nigeria, ensuring prosperity, peace, and stability in this great creation of Almighty God. The insecurity we see today is largely attributed to the poor earnings of security agencies, of teachers, of all forms of workers. It is directly linked to the poor earning power of all trades and businesses in Nigeria. We are going to change this. We are going to ensure realistic living wages for all workers in Nigeria. I invite everyone to underline what I have just said, because this is going to play a key role from now to 2027 and beyond. I conclude by reiterating that we shall continue our reconciliation movements. All and sundry are welcome to work with us respectfully, peacefully, for the sake of our dear country. I thank you very much.
Please do us a favor by clicking on the subscribe button, and don't forget to like and share this video. Thank you.
On the big stage of Nigeria, insecurity remains a big problem. What are you likely to do about it? Because we've seen a general, who rose to the highest level in the military, who promised to deal with insecurity. He's not been able to do it. Another general says his government is overwhelmed. How do you intend to tackle that so that Nigerians can feel safe?
Ruben, when you deal with security, there's two forms of security. There's what you call natural security and defensive security. The natural security is that people must have food on their table. If you don't know where the next meal will come from, you are a tool for anything that is wrong. So you have to start pulling people out of poverty. In the defensive security, which is because all this banditry, everything you're seeing, kidnapping 80 people, taking people, putting them in house, kidnapping and all that, the agitation, everything is cumulative effect. I said everything of leadership failure, of not investing in the human beings by making sure they have a means of livelihood. Now they don't have a means of livelihood. They are trying to take revenge on the society, which will eventually take revenge on them because the place will be collapsed. So, what you need to do is aggressively genuinely start pulling people out of poverty. It's been done everywhere in the world. Then, on the defensive security, is the renewable assets. Security is not something you wait until there's an issue and they start reacting. You need to be doing procurement of necessary equipment, employment of necessary manpower. Nigeria is the only country I know with this big size, with one single policing. No, shouldn't be. There should be policing at all levels, local government, state government, coordinated with the central one, and you have to start putting the manpower is low. We cannot have Egypt having almost the number they have, and look at where we are. So we need to increase number. We need to do more in terms of investment in security. Security is an intangible asset. One of the greatest contributors to your GDP It's actually security, because the investor have to be safe that if he comes here, he will go back with his money. And it's affecting in any way. I was discussing with someone saying, oh, we can't find money. I said, let me tell you, today, you pay in your Eurobond issue as a country, you pay 7 to 8%. So if we take it that we're owing $100 billion, it might not be all in dollars because we have the Naira component. But even let me take even all of it, that you're paying an average of about 10% when you combine Naira and this thing. But if you have security, like it's in Morocco, you know how much Morocco pays for its Eurobond? 2% because the people who are investing here are not taking risks, so they demand more. Imagine you have $100 billion and your interest rate on the average is about, say, 10%. I put look at it, might be below, it might be a little, but you're paying about 10 billion to service the debt, just to pay interest. Imagine if you do the right things and it's 5%. You have 5 billion savings, and you throw just half of that in your security. You secure the. Ruben, when we look at these things at times, some people make it look complicated. Ruben have Southern Anambra State where there was zero income, and we came with the money we saved. There's so many things to chop down here and provide security, both natural and defensive. It's something you spend every day. Don't wait until they come and carry 5 people in your village. Ruben, when I moved into Anambra, there was the issue of security. We sat down with our unions, we sat down with this, and everybody. Before I left, every community in Anambra State have a functional security paid by government, provided with vehicle, and every gadget they need. And I said, it's still. So that is one way to, and you have to do it annually. It's not something you spend this year and say, okay, I gave you money last year. Otherwise, America won't be doing huge budget for security, for defense. It's there like all over the world. And they're still employing more and more people and everything. If you look at some of our men, they're tired.
All right, we have all seen our vibrant and responsible vice presidential candidate in 2023 general election in the name of Ahmed Yusuf Datti Baba. To me, this man is a great man and a amazing man. You know, whenever you talk about P2B, you also have to talk about Datti Ahmed Baba, because this man intellectual is very, very high that it can never be suppressed, no matter any compressor that you use to try to compress it. To be honest with you, then you can see all the way he took all the whole question diligently, and you can see what P2B said thereafter. You know, and you see him say, keep repeating the same thing, that P2B is still in Labour Party, that yes, there's always a room for coalition, but she's still in Labour Party. And he mentions a lot of things that which they could have even done, assuming they have been elected since 2023, especially the issue of insecurity should have not even for one day started. But this is what I'm trying to say. In all, we should all hold our leaders accountable in everything that is going on, because we don't want in a situation where that they will make a promise and they couldn't fulfill it. But in as much as every Nigerian still hope on P2B, knowing fully well that he's absolutely gonna deliver every promise that he made, especially when he's having Datti Baba Ahmed by his side, because that man is an amazing man, and I believe he's more transparent than every other person you can think of. And I think that he is the best vice presidential candidate that you can ever see, because one, he's still young and can make good representation and can also speak well, even as he's also coming from the Senate House as one of the Senate members before he joined P2B in running for 2023 election. So he's outspoken and he can differentiate his left from his right. And as the recent goes now, you know, the party that, as the recent goes now, Yusuf Datti is well represented, and you know, he has been granting news, you know, talking about how possible Nigeria could change if being given chance. And I believe that this 2027, that every Nigerian should come together to give them chance for them to perform that in which we know they can ever do better and deliver. Well, don't forget to share opinion on the comment section and subscribe to this channel for you to get more updates. Thank you and God bless.